When it was New Year's 2023, one goal I set was to complete the Nebraska Passport Challenge, and I am happy to say that I completed it. But what is it? It is a challenge that has 70 different stops spread out over the entire state of Nebraska, ranging from shops and restaurants to attractions and parks. And I'm happy to say that I was able to complete it. Will say it helped having the app that allowed you to log the stop even if it was closed, because some of the places weren't open too long, but that only happened on a few of them. And importantly, even if I didn't get to the stop itself, it still got me out of the house and let me explore this wonderful state. One thing I was surprised at was just how many animal rescues were featured. For instance, I had no idea that in Nebraska, of all places, there was an animal rescue dedicated specifically to goats. Who knew? Another one that surprised me was the poor farm. Now, this used to be a poor farm where poor people were sent a form of early welfare or a form of an early homeless shelter / orphanage. Well, when that system closed down, they converted this poor farm into a farm for poor retired animals. Very interesting stuff. In my opinion, one of the coolest things was that it gave me the opportunity to get out into some far-flung regions of Nebraska, such as the little town of Ashby, tucked away in the middle of the Nebraska sandhills. Or how about Red Cloud from Better Call Saul? Well, it's a real town, and it's really in Nebraska. Of course, all that travel had me really hungry, but the Nebraska Passport had me covered. There were great dining options, such as the Double L Country Store and Cafe in the Panhandle, just south of Scottsbluff, or this amazing gem of a restaurant called Weeble House Recreation in Crofton. Amazing burgers, by the way. There really was something for everyone on this passport. And museums. While Nebraska may not be as famous as Washington, D.C., New York, or Paris, it certainly punches well above its weight in museums. This was one of my favorite, the Legacy of the Plains Museum. It was right outside of Scottsbluff in the city of Gearing, which makes up the little micropolitan area. This museum is a history museum that focuses on the history of settlement of Scottsbluff and the surrounding community. Excellent place. Check it out if you're in the area. Highly recommend it. They even had these longhorn cattle. But there were other great ones as well, like the Neely Mill, a historic site that was a functioning mill well into the 1960s. And parks, from the City Park in West Point to the Red Willow Reservoir and everything in between. Nebraska is loaded with scenic and underappreciated beauty. And of course, the coolest stop out of all of them, by far, was the High Plains Homestead up by Chadron. If you're ever staying in northwest Nebraska or want a place to stay in northwest Nebraska, check this place out. You can stay in an old ghost town. And that's a wrap, y'all. From Alma to Valentine to the tiny town of Scotia, all the way to the capital city of Lincoln. The Nebraska Passport program helped me to achieve my 2023 goal of seeing the entire state of Nebraska. And now I truly understand why people call Nebraska the good life. And I, for one, am looking forward to many more adventures in this amazing state.